390 Wagon Master here. I'm going to start working on this Midland. This is a 13-862B. And I had a little backstory on this radio. This was, by the way, sent over by Cody. And let's see, you'd know him by Greens with Envy, as Greens with Envy. And I'll leave a link to Cody's channel down in the description box. Anyway, my dad had one of these in his Vega back in his old work vehicle. When he worked for Western Union, they gave him a Vega panel wagon, believe it or not. And he had one of these in there and a couple Hustler gutter mounts. And I do remember the antennas. I wish I had pictures of all that, but I do not. Anyway, I got into the work van and played one time with his radio, and I thought that was pretty cool. My dad liked this radio because everything was on the top, so he could just look down on it. And the way, apparently, you know, the dash was set up in that was just easier for him in that particular installation. Unfortunately, I sold Dad's radio back in the 80s, and I had another one sometime during the mid to late 90s, and I sold that one too as well. But I was talking about this on a video one day, and Cody's like, Mike, I have one of those. I'll send it over. So I'm like, okay, cool. Anyway, this is in pretty decent condition cosmetically. I mean, for its age, it is what it is. There's the back panel there. Little TVI filter there in the corner. Not the proper bracket. That's okay though. No big deal. The microphone is a, I should have planned this out a little bit better, is a coffin mic. Midland coffin mic. Lights are burned out in it. You can actually, the meter light's gone. You can just barely see the channel indicator light, and the little plastic insert there has issues. Anyway, I'm going to tear into this and see what we can do with this. I want to get this thing transmitting again. I did check it RF output wise, and it's doing 2 watts. A hellacious 2 watts. And not very much audio. Not very much audio at all. Alright, let's get started. So this is what the inside of the Midland looks like. Pretty straightforward, old school technology. Just a gnarly internal speaker. Gosh, that thing's huge. What is it anyway? It looks like a, I don't know, 4.5. Let me grab a tape. I'm gonna, wow, it is. It's like a 4-inch driver. Alright, I'm measuring from roughly surround to surround, give or take. Anyway, yeah, 4-inch speaker. Anyway, so it was pretty easy to line up. Super straightforward. All of the lights inside, the channel selector light, the TX light, and just the pilot light was pretty much out in this. Channel selector light you could just barely see, however it was just kind of hanging in this little rubber grommet. Okay, so I'm buttoning the rig back up, but I thought we'd maybe do an RF output test because that's what everybody wants to see. The lighting is much better. Has 3 new LEDs in there, and the other 2 that I had, and I believe it was my dad's, even though all the lights were on, you could just barely read it. His had a lot of hours on it. Anyway, so what I did is I put white LEDs here. They're 5mm white LEDs, and they are lighting off the sides as the bulbs themselves are going like this, so you're not getting light from the tip. It's just kind of a side angle, which is pretty cool. I like that effect. I've replaced the transmit light in here as well. The little piece was missing that was down inside. That just fell through. They just glued that on. I probably should have done some more filming of the inside, but that's all right. All right, so if you guys have one of these and you're kind of wondering how to get this nose bezel off to maybe change your lights, what you need to do is, I was kind of lucky. I'm going to straighten that out just a little bit more. And I just got a little hook tool in here and then just broke some of that loose. Then I just got a little plastic tool and slid along, and that seemed to work out pretty good. All right, let's take some RF output readings. So we're looking at the bird here. We're in just RMS. That's 4 watts dead key. Little bit of forward swing. Let's get into it here though. Blue audio. Audio. So we'll RMS to 6 on the dummy load. Average talk power is going to be about, looks like to be about almost 5. Between about 4.5 and 5 bird. So there you go. Anybody else finish putting this together and clean up the bench? And we'll finish up this video. Alright, so the 13-862B is done, 100% straight up. You know, it cleaned up pretty good. Has a great receiver in it. Front end of this was out of line. But yeah, it puts out 4 watts. Good healthy half watt to full watt swing. And I think she looks 100% better. Works better. Got new lights. The 13-862 is in high style. Let's see here. Well, I'll tell you what, you know, this has a pretty big speaker in the bottom of it. And in this plastic case, you know, the chassis is metal, but in the plastic case here, that big 4-inch speaker has some good audio quality to it for sure. But it cleaned up pretty nice. And it performs really well. Nice performing 23 channel radio. So there you have it. I was doing some footage. I thought I shot some footage on the replacement and the alignment. And I'm running my GoPro off a little battery. And it glitched my GoPro. So I thought, I don't know, this thing's been acting weird. Anyway, I thought I hit record and no cigar. So there went about 35 minutes of video, but that's okay. You guys get the gist of it.
Alright, man. Well, good to hear you in there, and God bless you. Keep keeps all the girl down here on the east side, and y'all be good out there.
You know, I did a video on the that Midland 4001 that I have, that 40th anniversary video, and you know, that's 40 channels. I wish this was 40 because this one actually receive-wise really outperforms the other Midland. Anyway, this 862B is quite the classic. Pretty cool radio. Good receiver for not having a switchable A&L noise blanker. Pretty sensitive. Neat little radio, guys. I'm glad I took on this little project. Okay, well, on to the next one. So there you go. The Midland 13-862B, 23 channel. Top view. I don't really know what you would call this, but top view. AM only. CB radio. If you have questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.